Chiana here. I'm the founder of the Mindsight Academy and host to Lead to Excel podcast. Today, I want us to journey through a topic that has touched us at all points in our lives. And it's to do with faith and doubt. And I've called it using faith as fuel and remembering that doubt is a roadblock. What I want us to really focus on is really understanding the facets of our belief system and how they play a pivotal role in enabling us to achieve our goals or even hindering us from achieving our goals. So let's dive right in. At the heart of every aspiration, every dream lies faith. The belief that our goals are not only attainable, but that they are worth striving for is really key to being able to achieve our goals. Faith fuels our determination by giving us the power to push through challenges. It's like rewiring our brain. I always come back to this. It's really like rewiring our brain, resetting our mindsets to move from I can't to I can. Then there's doubt, the unseen roadblock. While we all experience doubt at different points in our life, it's really important to remember or to realize that you have the power to rewire your brain. What does that mean? It means that the way you think, your belief system, the way you see things or perceive situations is all down to how you've been wired over time. A lot of the wiring that we experience is from our experiences, it's from the way we're brought up, it's from culture, it's from what we see, what we've absorbed. The fact is that a lot of it is absorbed into our brain without us even knowing, without us without us actively doing anything. So this is why it becomes important to realize that you can do something, you can have control, or rather you do have control to actually change the way you perceive situations. So doubt is a natural thing in the sense that our brain has to protect us from what it perceives to be danger. But that perception of danger is what we've already given our brain to work with. So our role now is to be able to identify what the brain perceives as danger that is not actually a danger, but changing that narrative to enable you do what you want to do, because if you don't, it's going to really hold you back. So really looking at faith and doubt, faith is what will enable you overcome doubt. Faith is what will enable you rewire your brain over what you've already wired into it that is creating doubt in your life. So maybe for you, it's starting a new business, taking a new challenge, maybe going for a new role in your career, even in your organization. It might even be going to speak to someone, maybe speaking to your boss about a situation, or even going out to seek for business. Whatever the situation is, especially for women, it could be, and I do have a passion for women, so I will always relate this to women. I do love men, but I do have a great passion for women because I find a lot of times women in particular have been made to really believe that they can't. So my mission is to really get as many women as possible to truly change that narrative to you can, and actually step out and take actions that you wouldn't have taken before. So faith, let's look at the definition of faith in terms of what the Bible actually says faith is. Hebrews 1:1 in NIV version says, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." So it's that belief in what you don't see. But as a Christian, that belief really comes from trusting God and knowing who you are, who God has created you to be. So what has God said about you? Who are you? It comes back to that question, who am I? Who does God say I am? What does He say I can do? And really holding on to that to start removing or changing or rewiring the narrative that we've created that brings about doubt. Because He says, faith is confidence in what we hope for. So when you really want something, the Bible says that without vision, the people perish. So you need a vision. What are you? That is why we vision boards are so powerful. It's biblical. So what is it you want? It's creating that vision of what you want. And even however you work, whether it's putting it on a board, the good thing about having it somewhere you can see on your phone or pasted on your board or somewhere in your room or your office is every time you go past it, it reminds you of your vision. And then the next thing is, what are you then doing? What action are you taking? This is where doubt comes in. Because if you've got a vision that is quite big, the doubt comes in, and the doubt, like I said, is the brain trying to hold you down because it doesn't know that thing. The brain doesn't like uncertainty and change. So when you have a vision, it's a new thing. It's change. It is uncertainty. But your role now is to link that vision, to link that thing you want to do to the promise that God has given you, the promise that God has given us, that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. It's knowing that it's not by our power or by our might, but it's by the Spirit of God. And that is what will then enable you take the action. But you've got to push through the doubt. You've got to push through the resistance, because our brain is doing its work. So you need to do your work and not let it hold you back. And as time goes on, it will work with you to achieve that thing that you want. I will end with this. Hold on to your faith, face your doubts, and keep moving towards your goal. Because you're capable of incredible things. Why? Because that is what God has told us in the Word. It's there. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. So I hope this encourages you to keep moving. Remember that faith is our fuel, and doubt doesn't have to be our roadblock. It all begins with rewiring our mindset and shaping our brains to see opportunities.